on this week's SheerLuxe Vodcast, it's a marathon special. We discuss all the ups and downs of our training. I had to poo in a bush once.
I had to as well.
Plus all the freebies you can get if you're running the London Marathon this year.
Free pizza at Francomanca. Transport all day until 6:30 in London is free.
Our favourite running brands and what we're wearing on the day.
The Go Faster bra by Lululemon will make sure everything stays in place.
And all the wildest signs we've seen in the crowds from spectators. Therapy was an option. Yes, it was.
Yes, it
That
was.
was the
And
one
we
I
chose
saw.
this.
So if you're a running girly or you're thinking about getting into it, you won't want to miss it. Welcome to the SheerLuxe Marathon Podcast special. I'm your host, Polly Sayer, and today I am joined by my fellow marathon runners, Nana Acheampong and Daisy Reed. We're here to talk all things running today, from training to nutrition to the big day. We also have a competition winner from last week's Cowshed competition. Congratulations to Hammer Tora. I think I said that correctly. Please write to podcast@sheerlux.com so we can send you your prize. And please do remember to subscribe. It really helps us out.
Hi,
ladies.
Hello. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Yeah,
I'm
good.
pumped to be on the SheerLuxe pod for the first time.
I know, Daisy. This is so. I love this. It's
Thanks
so
for having me,
cute.
ladies.
I feel like we've had conversations between the three of us for like months ongoing during our training, like kindred spirits. I feel like it's really united us. So it's nice to be able to...
I know, be in a space together.
Yeah.
and do
Because
it
Paul,
all.
you were doing it last year on your own,
Yes.
and I was doing
Yeah.
it the year before.
And I've never done it before. This is my first time.
And I'm
which-
so excited for you.
I know, like
Yeah.
me and Polly sit next to each other in the office, and I feel like we've just had, which is probably good for everyone else,
Yeah, it really is.
because we've had so much chat about it, and both of you have actually been like very supportive and like lots of tips.
We
So-
will ban the word though after the 27th of April.
Are you sure? I feel like we need to dine out on it a little
Yeah,
bit.
give us like a month.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how long I'm going to be like on cloud nine.
You
So.
really will.
I remember feeling like a total hero for like a week afterwards and thinking people were going to like stop me in the street and be like, sorry, did you run the marathon? But yeah, after the day, actually, no one really
it,
cares.
Well, how long is it acceptable to wear the medal? So I was in Paris at the weekend, got back last night from the Paris Marathon watching my boyfriend, and obviously everyone was wearing it after the race.
Yeah.
Then the next day, people were wandering around Paris with it on over their like normal clothes.
Really? So
No
I
way.
actually did that last year, and now I think this year I've realised it's only acceptable to wear it on the day. Like I wore it to the corner shop the day after. Yeah, and like thinking that I don't know, might get something for free, but the woman in the shop was just like, oh, what's that? And I was like, oh, it's from the London Marathon. And she was like, oh, did you win it? I was like, do you know what? Yeah,
Yeah,
I won.
you have no idea. So yeah, I actually did.
Yeah, I'm just going to write on that.
But talking of free things, there's a list of things you can get for free on the day. So do you want me to just read these out?
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was
Right for
thinking.
it.
Like, if you
Okay.
wear your medal, you can get
It's going to blow your mind.
I'm so excited
Right,
for this.
these-
Although I feel like I'm going to be dead by the end of it. But
I know.
anyway,
My
carry
problem
on.
last year is I couldn't walk anywhere, so I was like, I know I could get a free slice of pizza, but I can't walk there.
Okay, so free pizza at Francomanca. Transport all day until 6:30 in London is free for those with a medal.
Oh, great!
Did you know that?
like
I
all
think-
transport, like a bus,
What
train,
about in
tube.
the morning? Like, you
yeah,
should have
free
completed it.
travel until 6:30 p.m. So I reckon I think it is free from if you're racing that day.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you've got your bib number on. So underground, overground, DLR and buses.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Free plate of pasta at Pasteo.
Great.
Yeah.
Love that.
Free burger at Meat Liquor.
Oh, I do love a burger after a long
Yeah.
run, actually.
Free sushi dog at Sushi Dog. Anyway, it goes on and on. This is on TikTok, I found it. But yeah, free steak, Gymshark. You can get ice bath, massage gun, and refreshments from Joe and the Juice.
Oh,
sick.
that's a good one.
Yeah. So
Okay, well, great. If you're running
Yeah.
the marathon, then
Yeah,
good
good
to
to
know.
know.
Before we kick off properly, can we talk about our outfits quickly?
Yes,
Not really marathon related,
sure.
but
Not I know. Tunde just said to me we should all be in gym kit really for doing this podcast. We, did
probably
not.
should.
we
But
work at SheerLuxe. So.
Yeah.
Go on, Nana,
but
kick us
anyway, I am wearing white oversized shirt and tie, red tie from Mango, with a black awake mode kind of circly disc skirt, and then some silver slingbacks from Charles and Keith.
I'm loving this tie situation. I'm not sure I could pull it off, but you look so cool.
Oh,
I
thank
feel like
you.
quite inspired.
I love it.
Daisy?
I am wearing a cobalt blue rugby top from Zara, a COS basic white tee, some pinstripe navy trousers, and then my loafers.
Gorgeous. I am wearing a faux leather jacket from After Hours. T-shirt underneath is Arca Men's. Really good
Nice.
T-shirt. Citizens of Humanity, Ayla jeans, Dear Francis mesh ballet flats, which probably not a great idea on a rainy day like today. And all my jewellery is from my Daisy London collection. I think we should get straight into it because we had a lot of questions to tackle. So what I want to know first up is what made you both apply for the marathon and what's been your motivation?
I go to the marathon every single year, and last year, I don't know what it was, I was so inspired. I was like, right, that's it. I was like, I'm doing it. I'm actually going to apply. Go in for the ballot, didn't get a place. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, wasn't meant to be. And then probably about a month later, a charity that I work with called the Outrunners in Hackney messaged me and said, would you be interested in running the London Marathon? And I was like, oh my God.
Gonna have to now.
Yeah. So that was essentially it. I thought, obviously, places are so hard to come by. I love this charity and everything that they do. So I was like, anything that I can do to help them. And obviously, it's just one of those bucket list achievements, isn't it? So I was like, I can make some money for the charity and also tick off one of those things that I've always wanted to do.
You've always done Hackney Half, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done Hackney Half like 3 or 4 times, which is just great. You also get loads of free, so you get free drink, like the all round Hackney afterwards. It's great. It's so much fun. And I just thought, yeah, do you know what? This is the year.
Yeah. I feel like running has really like got super cool and popular.
I know there's so many run clubs, like there's so many people I know that are doing it this year, whereas
but which does mean that there's a great like support network and it feels like a great year to be doing
definitely.
it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's become almost normalised to be running marathons, and I think we need to remind ourselves that they are
It is
so hard.
not.
It is so, you're in 1% of the 1% of the population run a marathon. That is,
And I can assure you, it's not, as someone who's doing it for the first time, it is not normal.
tough.
Like
Yeah.
the leap from running a half marathon to putting on those, like the furthest I've got is 30k, so 18 miles, and that jump is huge.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's not to say that
huge.
running a half marathon isn't hard. It really is.
Yeah.
No.
But yes, it does sort of dominate your life in a way that's quite different. Daisy, what about you? What was your reason
so
for
do
doing
you know
it
what?
again?
Well, this is the thing. I always said, that's it. I've done one, never ever again. I kind of, apparently it's a bit like childbirth. You forget.
You forget the pain. Yeah.
So I'm back again, round 2, but that was because the amazing charity SmartWorks, who we work with at SheerLuxe, for those that don't know, SmartWorks basically help underprivileged women get into the workplace, but also, as well as providing them with like interview, tips and tricks and sort of guiding them along that process, they kit them out with a full workwear wardrobe. So they called me up this time round and said, we've got a spot. Are you up for it? And I thought, I can't say no. It was so amazing the first time.
Yeah.
But back to the beginning was I went to London Marathon 2022. My best friend ran it. And that was when running marathons was like, that was
more under the
a bit
radar.
more under the radar.
Yeah.
And she just totally inspired me. I got so emotional watching her. So
Yeah, I cry every year. Like I start off at home watching the BBC, like BBC One. I'll start crying, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave the house now. And then I go down there and go to. Well, I'm always at mile 21 with kind of like Rundum crew and Outrunners, who I'm running with, and
do they have a cheer point?
Oh my God, they have a cheer point. There's a DJ. There's
So cool.
horns.
I feel like I
there's,
remember their cheer
Yeah.
point from
Yeah,
last
their
year.
cheer point is like notorious.
vibe.
Yeah, it's a real vibe. Like I just need to make it to like mile 21 at least to know
God.
that like all my people are there.
What about you though, Poles? What
Yeah.
inspired you?
I think like similarly, I'd like always watched it on the
You,
TV.
like, signed up the next day after.
Oh my God, you know how some people are like, never again. The next day I was just like, I have to do that again. It was just like, I don't know if it's quite tragic to say, but it honestly was like one of the best days of my life.
Euphoric.
Like,
It is, Nana, I cannot
like-
wait for you to experience
It's
it.
obviously
Honestly,
like,
you guys talking about it, I'm like, this needs to happen.
it's a really weird like life affirming experience, which sounds very like woo woo, but I just really feel like, people overcoming this kind of hardship, whether, they're super young and fit and fast or, a bit older or various body shapes, different age groups, whatever, and people are doing it. I just find it so inspiring. And I'd watched it, for years and years on the TV, like in person, and just every year thought to myself, God, I'd love to do that one day. I don't know if I'm capable. My boyfriend convinced me to run a half marathon with him, and then I kind of enjoyed the training. And I thought, do you know what? Maybe this is like, it's time to try a marathon. I think that was cocky, to be honest with you. And then, as you said, the jump between the half and the full marathon training is something. And last year I the classic, I think, first year, got a bit of like ITB issues, and like it was so fraught last year. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to complete it because of that injury.
It was at this stage you had a bit of
Oh my God, it was awful. But yeah, I pulled out the bag in the day. And yeah, I'm running for Bone Cancer Research Trust for the second year running. They've just been a really wicked charity to work with. They don't get any government funding. And I would say anyone that's like looking to run the London Marathon and, you know, didn't get ballot place, try those smaller charities. And if you don't get through on the first round earlier, like keep up the training and then apply again around February time.
You're saying,
because and contact them directly, I think, as well. If you just reach out and find a contact and just express.
Yeah, contact them on Instagram. Like send them a DM. Someone will see it eventually. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
those
just keep
inboxes
trying.
are monitored.
The bigger charities, they're inundated.
People.
But those littler charities, I would almost say, it's like so rewarding because
and they need the support more than ever.
Definitely. So that was my motivation. Before we get into talking about training, please do subscribe. It really helps us to reach new people and keep creating content like this. We've all touched on the fact that the training has been quite tough, but how has it been going otherwise? Have there been some good bits, I hope? Nana, yours has been quite like up and down,
yours has been turbulent.
Oh my God, mine has been so turbulent. So firstly, I still, as much as I was like, oh my gosh, it's a box tick, I wanted to do it. Every time I've run the Hackney half, I've always thought, oh my God, fuck doing that twice, like again, over. So I still don't know how we're here. But training, it's been good for the most. Like, I love running. I think what's been difficult for me is the time of year. Like, I was warned, obviously, you are training through winter. Yes. That is really, really hard mentally.
Can we just remember that? We have done about 8 weeks of this just in the dark and the cold and the wet.
Yeah, and it's like insane. So that, I'd say, is the hardest, is the time of the year.
Yeah.
Secondly, obviously, then the lengths that you're going to. So as soon as I get over a half marathon is when I want to shoot myself, basically. To realise that a half marathon, I really enjoy. Anything
Lovely
after
distance.
that, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So there was the time that I tried my longest run after I just got off a 24-hour flight from Australia.
I just don't know how you do that.
Yeah, that went really badly. Who would have thought? Nearly sick on the gels, just couldn't walk, like was jogging by the end of it.
God.
Then after that run is when my ITB issues came. Right, like the next day, couldn't walk, had to have physio, got over that.
It's good though that it's been okay since then, right? Like,
Yeah.
you've been, like,
I
working
mean,
on it.
it's a little bit niggly, but it's like
Manageable.
It's manageable, and like I'll be fine. Then the week after that, just after I'd got the all clear from my physio to be like, yeah, your knee's fine, all the liquid's gone from it. I then tripped over a nail in my flat and sliced the bottom of my foot open. And honestly, I thought that was it. That was like 2 weeks ago now.
And you were wearing flats to the office. That's when we knew it was bad.
Yeah, flats to the office. There were Ugg boots. There were trainers. Like I couldn't wear heels.
I remember seeing you in trainers at an event and I was like, shit's real.
Must be bad.
Must be bad.
really, really, really real. Yeah, that one I was hysterically crying. Like my mum, it was Mother's Day. My mum was like, just go to the hospital. And I was more upset at the thought of not being able to do the marathon though than the actual pain. Like it was painful, but whatever. But I was like, oh my gosh, all of those months of training, I was like, if I just I was inconsolable. And then the doctor was like, it's not that deep. Literally.
Not that deep.
Literally, it's not that deep. She was like, it'll be fine in a week.
Perfect.
I was like, oh, okay. So now we're here.
Thank God. And long may it continue. Touch wood.
Touch wood. I was like, someone put me in like bubble wrap.
Yeah,
I think these next 2 weeks we really have to
wrap ourselves in cotton wool.
Yeah.
Daisy, any ups and downs in the training for you? You've been quite honest, haven't you, on socials?
I was meant to be doing my longest run, so 34k, which was on my plan, and I set out, and I just knew from the moment I woke up, I was like, my body isn't in this. I just wasn't. Anyway, set off, did 22k with my boyfriend. He dropped off, and then I just couldn't go any further, and I broke down in Battersea Park, and I was just like, this is all too much. I called my mum.
Oh, bless you.
But actually, I put it on socials. I was super honest about just this is how I'm actually feeling, because I feel like it's so glamorized on socials.
It is, yeah.
You see people's paces, and you're just it's comparison, isn't it?
Yeah,
and it's just with running, my top tip is just stay in your own lane. Because everyone is so different. Everyone's genetics are so different.
Their training plan is different.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're fueling differently.
Yeah. Or like you're even just like that week especially was so stressful at work. I had stuff going on at home. There was just so much. And I think,
You
anyway,
have to be in the right headspace.
Exactly. So I called it quits at 22K, started again the week after, and it was amazing.
Yeah, and it's like so much can depend, like
Yeah.
you say, like on what's going on in your mind or in your cycle even.
Yeah.
Yes,
and it's
that's
so
another
important
thing.
to remember that like just because you've not had a good run one day, try again next week. And
Totally.
you'll probably feel better and like be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard.
How about you?
I've had some like humbling experiences. I had to poo in a bush once.
I had to as well.
I have not had to do that, guys. Come
No, but like it's the gels and like I don't know. I'm not
my
usually
God,
this person,
yeah,
but
the
like
gels.
my coach afterwards like messaged me like, "Oh, good run. What was the 10-minute gap?" Like, 10-minute pause. I was just like, I'm not gonna lie.
No, but
Ross.
I was actually,
like, it was bad.
I was quite traumatized after that. Like I was really, I was upset with myself.
Yeah,
like
but-
really, I had to take a
What
moment.
what can you do? Those gels, you put me on to Morton.
Yes, game changer.
Yeah, which they have been great, but obviously I've never taken gels before. And that 30K run was probably the most I'd taken. And what I've realised now is that I need to microdose.
Yeah.
I was having them all in one go.
Crikey.
And oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to throw up.
But have you
I
ever
was-
tried the Morton ones? They're like a weird consistency. They're like
They're
kind
like
of jelly.
They're like jelly, yeah.
They're like jelly.
I've not tried those ones personally.
Which ones do you use?
Either the SIS ones
Yeah.
or Precision Fuel, and like they taste good. But I honestly, and this is no shade to any like fueling brands. I think just the volume of them is like always going to be a little bit sticky on the stomach. But anyway, so do you use Runner? That's
Yes.
your one, Daisy.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
I use Runner. So I've been using Runner actually. I used it for the 2023 marathon. That was when the app was sort of quite in its early stages. Now it's evolved so much. It is incredible. Basically, you can put in exactly the days you want to run. If something changes that week, you can actually move the runs around in the app. So it's super flexible for people that are really busy and just need to jam pack things in. And it has just made me quicker and quicker over the years. It's been amazing.
That's so good.
You can put in how many weeks you want to train, easy runs, long runs, and then you've got these amazing tempo runs, which they program into you and they increase bit by bit each week. So really, just it's been amazing.
When did you start training, would you say?
So
officially?
I put 16 weeks in. So I think I started, must have been the last week of December or first week of Jan, just from doing it before. I didn't want to start too early because I know you can sometimes get injuries and I was at a pretty good
fatigue,
baseline.
yeah.
Exactly. And I knew that 16 weeks is enough. You've always got a counter, haven't you, for sort of 1 or 2 weeks if you're away or you get injured or that. But I think 16 weeks is a good
the standard,
start.
isn't
What about
it?
you guys?
I'd say I started like earlier this year, but I think I really like gradually built up, and because of like the knee injury last year, I was really conscious that I wanted to like slowly build it up. Because I think the reason why I injured last year was because I did too much too quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've had a coach, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had a coach. So I've been using Optimal Endurance Coaching. Ross is my partner Harry's best friend, and he's just been so brilliant. And I obviously haven't done the marathon yet, but my like pace has really improved. I'm
So
feeling
much.
much more confident. Touch wood, my body's feeling good. So yeah, like obviously different things work for different people, but I've really liked having the kind of like personal approach of like a coach if I'm like pranging out and being like, should I run today? I'm feeling awful, or and him just reassuring me that like I'm doing okay.
Yeah,
It's been good.
it's good.
Nana, you've been doing Nike.
Yes,
right?
I've been doing Nike, and also my friend Dora, who is a running
Love
coach
her.
on Nike as well. She has been on the sidelines, also helping me, and be basically a support system. Like when I was again pranging out about my foot, she was like, "It's fine." Nike app is 18 weeks, the training plan, but I also think it's for people that have like never run before. So obviously, I had like a baseline fitness. So Dora kind of tailored it more to me and the level of fitness that she knew I was at, and how many runs I should be doing a week, and the speed and hill runs and just all of it. I'm like, oh my God, can we stop talking stop talking about running? Really great on a running podcast, but I'm like, it's a lot. It does literally take over your life.
Let's go around quickly. Top tips for training, 1 or 2, Nana.
Kind of what you said earlier, Daisy, stay in your own lane, stick to the plan, follow the plan and not your mood, because there's going to be so many days where you don't want to go out and run because it's raining or snowing, but you really do have to stick to the plan. Don't forget your electrolytes. They are so important. Polly, you actually put me onto Liquid IV, and you are obsessed. It's so delicious. Passion fruit specifically, that flavour
bangs, doesn't it? Like a lot of other electrolytes, I don't love the taste of them, but I'm addicted to it.
It literally tastes like you're drinking juice. So yeah 3 top tips.
And has that got sodium?
Basically, like, it helps aid with hydration, and obviously you lose a lot of water while you're running, and there's evidence to suggest that even like a slight decrease in hydration can really impact your performance. So, while you're running, make sure you've got enough hydration and really just give yourself the best chance of staying hydrated with those electrolytes as well. It also contains like loads of essential vitamins and minerals, sodium, potassium, vitamin C, like it's just packed with loads of goodness. So like it tastes great and it's also doing your body a solid. So it's kind of a no-brainer, I think.
Really key necessity for training.
Real.
Daisy, how about you?
Mine would be run with friends. Honestly, it's a game changer. It distracts you from your runs. It makes you motivated to get up in the morning. So that really has been something I've made sure there have been people along the way on my long runs, and I've always run with someone. Second top tip would be practice running in what you're going to wear on the day. That's key, because you don't want anything new on the day. And also a belt, not a vest. I wore a vest in my first marathon. Actually, I found the belt better this time round. So they would be my tips. What about you, Pols?
Yeah, I would say like similarly, like either a belt or like shorts with lots of storage space in would be my preference over a vest. I like panicked about this last year because it like blocks your race number and your name and stuff, so I didn't want to wear a hydration vest.
And then also, but if you've practiced wearing it, you then don't want to switch it up last minute, do you? So
nothing new on race day is definitely a good tip. Don't compare yourself. We've talked about this, but don't do too much too quickly. Really just like try not to do everything super fast. Those slow runs are just as important as the faster ones, and if you do too much, don't respect the gentle ones, like you just will end up injured. There is nothing worse, like speaking from experience. So just respect your body, listen to it,
especially as a woman.
Yes,
you've got to listen. You've got to listen to those.
Be in tune.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's talk about the day itself,
which is in 2 weeks.
I can't believe
Less
it.
than 2 weeks. My God,
it's insane. Daisy, I'm going to come to you because you've done it before. What's your pre-marathon routine?
Pre-marathon routine, I learnt a lot the hard way last time. Didn't check the weather. It was pouring with rain. Everyone had a bin liner. Didn't get the memo. So I was soaking wet, hair matted. So I'm going to plait my hair this year just in case, because it was just not vibe. It was like this massive hedge I was running behind. And then, so that will be that, getting the electrolytes in the morning, eating exactly what I've eaten on my previous long runs. I do not want to change that at all.
What do you eat?
I eat a white bagel with jam and a banana every single time.
Yeah.
Nice.
I also do like peanut butter and banana.
Peanut butter and banana.
Great. I'm also going to take someone to the start line. That's what I didn't do, and I got really, really anxious, and it was just the worst thing, and I didn't find anyone in my pen, and I remember like holding back the tears. So it all started a bit. I had wet feet, hair was matted, and I was like on the verge of tears. Yeah. So I'm going to take someone to the start line just to calm the nerves. What about you? Because obviously this will be your second Pols.
Yeah, definitely take a jacket to whip off because it does get cold while you're waiting. It's in the morning, obviously, and they donate all the jackets to charity that you kind of cast off. I would also say just sip the water. Don't like chug loads, because you'll just end up needing a wee, and there's nothing more annoying than having to like queue for those portaloos.
And the queues are nuts. You almost need to go to the loo and then just get back in it, because
and like I think they are, I read something about the fact that they're doing almost like urinals for women this year to make it a bit like quicker and easier. The queues are a lot, so
they had that at Paris at the weekend.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, a Shiwi type thing. It's quite cool, actually.
Quite good. You sort of squat and you're like,
you squat and you can see everyone. You're like,
done them at festivals before.
Yeah,
a lot more civilized.
You met my good friend on the in the pen last time.
Actually, she was my like saviour. Like similarly, like we just bumped into each other. We'd met each other like the day before at a run club. And we were like in the same area.
You had a little wild wee together.
We did have a wild wee. Yeah, she sort of protected me and gave me a look out, because I was like, I can't be bothered to queue for the Waterloo. I wouldn't recommend that.
You do go a bit feral before the start line. You've got to get that PB.
Yeah.
Nana, I know you've done like half marathons. Do you have a little like routine for those, and are you kind of applying that to the...
No, I think for me, everyone's like, what time are you doing? And I'm like, I don't care. I am just going to enjoy the day. And I obviously have my peanut butter and banana on granary toast before I leave. My liquid IV electrolytes, make sure that I've got my gels, make sure that my hair is like, I'm also plaiting my hair. Yeah, I think that's just me for race day, and making sure everyone obviously is there along the way. Yeah. My thing is, what I've found after I've done my long runs is how cold I get. I know obviously they like wrap you with foil and everything like that, but I was speaking to my sister this weekend. I was like, you need to be at the end.
Yeah.
I was like,
You
want
can
joggers.
take it and put it in your bag.
Yeah.
And then they'll meet you at the end.
That
with
is,
it.
I would
okay.
say, super organised, that thing. I remember thinking like the bag sort of
Drop.
situation,
Yeah.
bag drop, I was like, I'm never going to get that back,
Yes.
or it'll be really slow. But actually they run a tight ship. And I remember getting my bag like almost immediately after I'd finished, and it had my like sliders in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And like
really?
Salt,
if you wanna
vinegar,
pack-
crisps.
Yeah.
Add that.
Yeah, I packed a
Okay.
little chalky milk for
Yeah.
afterwards, and that did me an absolute solid. So, like, actually, you know, if you're doing it, do a bag drop, because
Definitely.
you definitely need the extra layers.
One other tip would be as well, bank your sleep the week ahead, because I don't know about you guys, but I got thing is, I think the first time round I was just an anxious mess, but I did not sleep at
night
all.
before.
I think I fell asleep at like 3 a.m. So I was running on just pure adrenaline, but try and get as much sleep in earlier on as possible that week.
Yeah,
I've got two
and
40th birthdays that weekend.
try and get that sleep in. And yeah, I read something on Becky Briggs's Instagram, who's like an elite
She's
runner,
cool.
and she said, you know, don't try in that taper period, don't try and add on any extra fitness, like don't be trying to push it too hard, you know, bank your sleep.
Oh,
rest.
I'm having a great time tapering right now.
I love the
I'm
taper.
like,
It's so
this
great.
Everything feels really
Yeah, now I'm like, I
easy.
can do this.
So the signs that people hold up in marathons, they do get a lot of airtime, and there's been some funny ones, isn't there? Which ones have you seen that made you laugh?
So coincidentally, a lot of the time that I've gone on my long runs, there's been some sort of run going on in Victoria Park. The last sign that I saw, which I actually ran back to take a picture of, she was holding a sign saying, I trained for 2 weeks to hold up this sign. And I was like,
Very
brilliant.
good.
Love that one.
Yeah, there was one that I saw that came up as like a viral thing on TikTok or Instagram, and I've been sent it by like 3 people. It was just a woman standing there saying therapy was an option. Like, yes, it was.
Yes, it
That
was.
was the
And
one
we
I saw.
chose this.
The hurry up so we can drink one is great
Yeah,
if you're supporting.
classic.
I feel like that's a great one. And this is excessive, just take a Zempic was another one I saw. But I don't know about that one.
Oh, I don't know
Anyway,
about that, yeah.
Not advised.
no.
Very, very good. There are some good ones. All right, let's do some dilemmas quickly that some of you guys have sent in. Running influencers to get inspired by. Daisy?
Oh, shout out my besties. Mary McCarthy, Lucy Georgia, Alexandra Brown, you're all killing it.
Nana?
Love. I can't remember her name, but you follow her.
Savannah.
Savannah.
Yeah.
Love Savannah.
Savannah. Love her.
She's so funny and very inspiring.
Yeah.
I would say, Becky Briggs, Anya Culling, a couple of elite runners. I find
Their stories are
I
crazy.
mean, can I also, I'm going to put Jamie Lang in there.
Yeah.
Because any time that I'm struggling during that marathon, I'm going to think of what he did, because that was like
inspiring.
insane.
Best running shorts or leggings. I know, Nana, you run in leggings.
Leggings, always Lululemon for me. You obviously run in their shorts as well, but just so comfortable. And for me, like, I've got a big bum. Like, I need my leggings to stay up and not like move when I'm running, and they don't budge an inch.
Cool. Daisy?
New Balance, there's some shorts they do, got huge pockets, and they've got this amazing kind of sticky bit on the bottom of the shorts, so they don't ride up, they don't budge.
Great.
Amazing.
good.
Love that.
What about you, Pols?
I also love Lululemon shorts. I wore a pair of Saw running shorts. They're called like the marathon shorts, and I wore them for the Bath Half. And they've got these little elasticated bits which you can like stash gels in. There's just loads of like
Clever.
great pocket space, which I really love. Electrolytes, favorite brand and flavor?
Liquid IV, passion fruit, always for me. Although pineapple, close second.
Very nice. Yeah, I also really love the passion fruit flavor Liquid IV, but tropical, new favorite for me as well.
Oh, delicious.
Best support bra for big boobs that don't hurt from tightness. Girlies,
Don't.
I'm not good at this.
I mean, mine aren't, they used to be bigger, obviously, since running they're a bit smaller now. But I would say, again, the Go Faster bra by Lululemon, really supportive. I need everything to feel like I'm wearing second skin. As soon as I feel like there's too much on me, I get like all antsy. So that one is really good. We'll make sure everything stays in place.
Great. Best running shoes for beginners.
New Balance Fresh Foams, brilliant
Nice.
for beginners. Got a bit of a cushion. They'll do your easy, they'll do your longs. They're a good one.
I am a Nike girly when it comes to trainers. So I've had Alpha Fly, Zooms. The Zooms are really good because they're like, again, cushiony. Adidas, Stella McCartney. I've actually, you've seen me, every week I'm getting like a new pair of trainers. I'm like,
Yeah.
let me try these.
Always a fashion girly.
Yeah, just so I can. But yeah, definitely settled on Nike.
I've done most of my training last year and this year on Cloud monsters.
Yeah, they're great.
Really comfortable. But I will say, like, if you can, get to a running shop and get your gait analysed, because I think it's quite a personal
Definitely. I
thing.
feel like there's so many trainers out there.
Yeah.
And so many cool ones, so many colours. Like,
Can be a bit overwhelming.
yeah.
Are you changing up your skincare on the day or planning to wear makeup? I will be wearing makeup
I
because of
will
the
be.
photos.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I want to feel good on the day. I want to feel
Yeah.
confident. I will be doing a bit of a tan the night before.
Yeah, I always do a bit of a tan. I know it's
God, I hadn't
ridiculous,
even
but like
thought.
those photos, man, that they take, you know,
Yeah,
they can do you dirty. So give yourself the best chance.
Honestly,
Yeah,
Oh
those
my
race
gosh.
photos, I'm always like, you know, there's maybe one or two,
Yeah.
but
Max.
not great.
yeah, a bit of
Not-
concealer.
I say that. Even on my training runs, lip gloss. I've always got lip
Really?
gloss. So lip gloss and lip balm. I hate dry lips. It's
Yeah.
like my pet hate. So definitely that.
And your plans for after the marathon?
I am having everyone at 180.
Oh, she's such a bougie girl.
Shout out to her house
Love
for giving
that.
me a little area.
That is unreal. I love that.
I was just like,
So
I
you,
couldn't, like,
Cody.
I just couldn't think of like anywhere else that was like round there, and I was like, it's gonna be so busy.
Yeah.
It's a good location, to be fair.
Exactly. I was like, everyone just meet me there. I'm gonna have a roast dinner. That is
Oh my
the
God,
first thing. I'm gonna have a mushroom Wellington, roast dinner, cauliflower cheese, Yorkshire pudding, glass of rosé. I have not been drinking since
I'm buzzing for a little Aperol, maybe
January.
5.
Yeah.
I know,
gonna be good.
but I'm also worried about how tired I'm gonna feel.
No,
after.
you're on cloud 9. I was
Yeah.
doing tequila till 3 a.m.
Yeah,
last
me too.
time.
I got so smashed
Same.
Oh my
last
God,
year.
what?
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
What about
hungover.
what are you doing, Poles?
I've booked the same pub that I booked last
Yeah.
year. Actually, it was really good. A little bit away from the hustle and bustle. Just invited everyone to come and just celebrate, have a few jars. And I'm going to try not to get as drunk this year. What about
Me
you,
too.
Daisy?
Me too. I booked a pub
Yeah.
with another girlfriend who's running as well. We got two tables of 10, and we're just going to get out of the hustle and bustle and
Yeah,
Get
have
down
fun.
there.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm going on a work trip to Mallorca the day after, so I have warned them that they might have to
Crikey.
get a wheelchair
Yeah.
Oh well,
to push me through the airport.
yeah, I
Yeah.
had to crawl to the bathroom that night. It was terrible.
Yeah, I was bad. I was down bad for like a week. I
Yeah.
couldn't walk. So good luck, everyone. We're doing that. Right, finally, one word to describe your training this year.
Enlightening. It's been real.
I'd say mine has given me like discipline
Yeah.
and determination. There's 2 words there, but I think I've really like loved how it's proven to me that I can
can
stick
do
to something.
hard things.
You can do hard things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's been a journey. It's been
Yeah.
a journey. I've really enjoyed it up to a point, but now I'm ready to get it done.
Great. All right, girls.
On that
was
note,
Best of luck.
1, 2, 3. We can do this. We can do hard things.
do hard
And good luck if
things.
you're running the marathon.
Oh
Definitely.
my God, honestly, I'm going to start crying for people I don't even know again.
And if you see us, give us a shout.
That's the other
Yeah,
thing.
please,
Yeah,
please.
I haven't cried once during my training runs either, which I keep seeing people crying. And I've said this to you. I'm like, I think I'm going to be a wreck on the day. I
Nana,
feel like
coming over
all
Tower
of-
Bridge, I cannot wait
Oh my
for you
God.
to just feel it. Like it's like what I imagine like artists feel when they like walk out on stage.
It is just, I can't think about it too much. It gives me like
Genuinely.
goosebumps.
I know.
It's like
And when you
unreal.
see your friends and your family, you just.
Oh.
I remember everyone
can't.
thought I was like in pain. I remember seeing Maya on Tower Bridge, and she was like so worried that I'd hurt myself. But I was
It's
just
just emotional, isn't it? And enjoy that moment, like crossing the finish line. It's like no other high that you'll ever experience. It's just, I wish I could bottle
So you're
it.
making me really excited because everyone's like, "Are you
should
nervous?"
be.
And I'm like, "I'm
No,
actually
no,
just
just-
really."
yeah, just
She's
be-
got tears in
It's
her
like,
eyes.
literally like, honestly, I'm ready. Now
Enjoy the
I'll cry about
ride,
it
everyone.
before.
I hope we all end up crossing paths at some
Okay.
stage.
Oh my God, yeah, definitely.
At the end or something.
Yeah. If not, in the office next week, we'll have
Yeah.
a little celebration. Okay.
Best of luck.
Best of luck,
Good
everyone.
luck.
Thank you so much to you both, and thank you for watching, listening at home. Don't forget to subscribe. And
Subscribe.
rate us if you like us. It really helps, and we'll see you on the other side.